People with autism may often talk at length about a favorite subject without noticing how others are reacting, without noticing perhaps that others may not be interested, or without giving someone else a chance to interject, respond, and exchange with them. Today, we're talking about the warning signs of autism, or autism spectrum disorder, and it is a spectrum. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen. It's good to see you. Now, it's important to remember that autism spectrum disorder is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects really how people interact with others, how they communicate with others, how they learn, how they behave, etc. And this is the thing, although autism really can be diagnosed at any age, I think that's important to keep in mind. Oftentimes we see symptoms in young children, usually in the first 2 years of life. Now, in this video, I'm talking about some of the warning signs of autism spectrum disorder, but I also want to talk about some of the many strengths that we see in those with autism. So I want to make sure that you watch to the end because this is very important, okay? There's a range of behaviors that a child may have. There's a range of symptoms, a range of sort of characteristics, right? It's not just one size fits all when we talk about this. Pretty much anyone can have autism, all genders, races, ethnicities, backgrounds, etc. And there are lots of sort of treatments and services that can really make the lives of those with autism full, rich, fulfilling. All right, let's jump into some of the signs and symptoms. All right, now, the list that I'm going to give really is from the NIH. It is pretty much verbatim because I think they give an excellent list, okay? Remember, not everybody with autism spectrum disorder will have this full, complete list. So let's start with the social communication and interaction piece. We may see that a child or adult makes little or inconsistent eye contact, that eye contact is not there. And they may appear not to look at or listen to people who are talking. So they're just not sort of addressing that or acknowledging that. They may infrequently share interest, emotion, or enjoyment of objects and activities. They may not respond, or they might be slow to respond to one's name, responding to their own name actually, or to other verbal bids for attention, okay? So getting their attention may be difficult. There also might be difficulties with like back and forth conversation, sort of keeping that sort of dialogue going. They may display facial expressions or movements and gestures that don't match what they're actually saying or what's being said. And there may be an unusual tone of voice, whether that's like a high-pitched or robot-like or flat or you name it, they may have an unusual voice. Autism is such an important disorder, just like so many others, that the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that all children receive screening for autism. And I say this because I want you to know this. If you have concerns about your child or others, etc., there is a place to go. You go to your doctor and you start there, okay? The other thing is people with autism may have trouble understanding, another person's point of view, or may not be able to sort of predict or understand other people's actions. They may have difficulties adjusting behaviors to social situations, difficulties sharing in imaginative play, which, by the way, is something that children do, or in making friends. For those of you who have children with autism, or you live with autism yourself, I would really, really love it if you were able to share in the comments strategies and tips and tricks that will help other people, other parents who have children with autism, other people living with autism. I think that this community can be such an amazing community, and I would love you to share with others, what you've learned, what's been helpful, what you know to help other people. Now, moving on to sort of some of the restrictive, repetitive behaviors that we may see in someone who has autism. Some of those might be, repeating certain behaviors or having unusual behaviors, such as repeating words or phrases, having a lasting, intense interest in specific topics, such as numbers or other specific details, okay? People with autism may show overly focused interests, such as with moving objects or different things, or become upset by a change in their schedule, okay? So they may have difficulty with transitions, sort of being flexible with transition schedules being changed up. And also people with autism may be more sensitive or less sensitive than other people to sensory input, such as light and sound and things like that. Okay, now let's talk about some of the strengths that we often see in people with autism spectrum disorder, because remember, everyone has strengths, and usually many of them. So people on the autism spectrum may also have the ability to learn things in detail and remember information for long periods of time. They may also sort of be very strong visual and auditory learners, and also may excel greatly in subjects such as math, science, music, or art. You know, this is the thing, autism is a spectrum. That's why we call it autism spectrum disorder. And the adults and children with autism have a wide spectrum of symptoms and characteristics and personalities, etc. What's most important is that if you are concerned that you or your child has autism, that you speak to a medical professional. That's what's the most important here. And always remember that there are a lot of resources and programs and so many things out there to help those living with autism live a happy, healthy, full life. So I want to know, do you have a child with autism? Do you have autism yourself? Is it something you've wondered about? Family, friend, etc.? What's your experience? I'd love for you to write in the comments. And I say this because oftentimes what you say or write in the comments tends to help other people. That's what I've learned with doing these videos. I want to make sure everyone out there has hope, because there is a lot of hope. Okay. I'm Dr. Jen. It's good to see you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a practicing family physician, on-air health expert and video creator. I do daily videos. So if you're joining me on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell for updates. If you are joining me on Facebook, hello, please like and follow my page. I do daily videos. Also, I'm on Instagram and TikTok and WhatsApp and like all sorts of stuff. LinkedIn, Threads, you know it, you name it, X. So make sure you follow me on those platforms at Dr. Jen Caudle. Also, I have a free daily health newsletter, a free weekly health newsletter that goes out every week. Please sign up for it at www.drjencaudle.com so you can sign up for that. Well, guys, I'm Dr. Jen. It is so good to see you. I will talk to you soon.